remember Tampa, the way she used to be, the places we would run to, the faces we would see. Yes, I remember Tampa, those precious memories. A city rising on the move, a simple yet progressive groove. I remember Tampa, and she remembers me. Yeah. She remembers me.
Welcome to the Tampa Native Show. Stay tuned now for the fastest 60 minutes in cable broadcast history. Live from the studios at TBCN, the home of the Tampa Native Show. Join your hosts, Mario Nunez, the 15-Minute Girl, and Steve Canella, as they celebrate growing up in Tampa. From Shock Armstrong to Shakey's Pizza, from Braddock Street to Buffalo Avenue. Get ready to call in and tell us your stories, because sharing your memories has never been this much fun. And now, Mario Nunez, the 15-Minute Girl, and Steve Canella.
She remembers me.
Hi, Tampa Native Show fans. Welcome back to the Tampa Native Show. You know, if it's 7 o'clock and it's Thursday, and it's Verizon Channel 30 or Bright House Channel 950, you're watching the Tampa Native Show. My name is Mario Nunez, and I'm seated alongside my broadcast. There's a little explanation that needs to go with that empty chair right about now. This is Tampa Steve, a.k.a. Steve Canella. And if I may just say, Steve, should I?
Yeah, we should talk about this. It's
All
kind
right.
of serious.
It is a little bit. And we alluded to it last week at the end of the television broadcast. About 5 minutes before we went on the air today, the 15-minute girl got up out of her seat. She said she had to go to the restroom. Well, we excused her. She took off her lavalier, she took off her earpiece, and she went to the restroom. She hasn't been back since. We're strapped in the cockpit. We've got IFBs in place. We've got lavaliers on. We can't get up and go looking for her. We're hopeful that she's just over in the other room watching us in the control room, but actually, we're thinking that maybe she's left the building. If you remember last week at the end of the show, there was an impassioned plea she made to you guys because she felt like South Tampa was being underrepresented. Do you remember that, Steve?
I sure do. I sure do.
And for whatever reason, the 15-minute girl has started to feel bad of late because she thinks that the Tampa Native Show has become all things West Tampa, all things Seminole Heights, all things Ybor City. And because she is a South Tampa girl, raised in the Fair Oaks subdivision, Robinson High graduate, knew many of the Plant High School people as well, she feels like her people are not showing up for her.
They're leaving her out. In fact, nobody from South Tampa is calling in, you know, like they are for other areas in Tampa. So
I think this is
I can understand that.
I think this is her own form of a silent protest. So I think what we're going to need to do this evening is make an appeal to everybody out there watching that if you are a South Tampa native, you give us a call tonight. And when we start talking about the mom and pop businesses from South Tampa, please, for the 15-minute girl, because I can't get up and go look for her. I'm hoping that she's just outside the studio walls. But
and we hope she comes back, too.
Well,
and by the way, South Tampa could include anywhere south of Gandy, or no, south of Kennedy, actually.
Well, it's south of Kennedy.
And south of Kennedy.
Let's look at it this way. If you went to Robinson, or you went to Plant, or you went to Academy of Holy Names, correct?
You got it.
Anywhere down there in that South Tampa area.
Right.
Your Gory Wilson Plant people, your Coleman Junior High, your Dale Mabry Elementary, Grady, Wilson Junior High School, I mentioned Wilson, Madison, Monroe, South Tampa. If you're out there and you're watching, if you know somebody that lives there, give them a call because we want to hear from you tonight. We're going to be showing you some video, we're going to be showing you some photographs, and we're going to be talking about those mom and pop stores of yesteryear. Now look, to validate our point and not to belabor our point, but because she's not here and we miss her, there's a little piece of footage that we kind of snipped out from last week's show to kind of give you...
Well, you know what happened? We knew she was upset last week anyway. So we did save that little piece to show tonight just in case something like this was going to happen.
I had no idea, and Steve had no idea.
Right.
We went yesterday, as you can see, we went yesterday to Clearwater Beach. We had a magnificent day. You know, 15-minute girl and I just celebrated our 33rd anniversary on Saturday. And
congratulations.
Maybe another reason why she's upset with us, with me in particular, because I didn't mention that on last week's show, and I was supposed to have.
Could be.
Well, we went yesterday to the beach. We had a magnificent day. We talked a little bit about this, and I thought nothing more of it. and now this. If we can get Erica, who is sitting in tonight for Eric Cups as our technical director, Erica Hudnell. Erica, if you can bring up that short clip, that first video, to let our fans see what we're talking about here. Hopefully it'll drive the point home.
And they'll
Love that.
know. Thanks.
Next week's show is going to start at 6:30. We just heard from the production crew here. We will be here at 6:30 next week. So we're going to go for 90 minutes.
Wow.
Please, Stevie, one more appeal.
Yeah.
You ask them for pictures this time.
Please send us pictures. You know, this tonight's show was proof that people have photos, like you said, in the closets, in your house. Please send them in. show@tampanatives.com. This show here was a proof. It was amazing. We're still getting pictures as we're talking right now.
Are there
Here's
any
another
pictures
one,
from
but,
South Tampa
South
anywhere?
Tampa, South
Are there
Tampa.
any people in South Tampa that are watching the show?
We need you
That
guys
too.
to
Please
represent.
show up. Send me an email, something. Let me know.
There's mom and pop businesses there as well. So remember, 6:30 right here on Channel 30, Verizon Channel 950,
That's right.
Bright House. Hey, let's get a shot of the booth. Show us. There it is. Wrap it up. Wrap it
Wrap
up.
it
Show us that
up.
sign.
Where'd it
Wrap
go?
it up. There's Hello Dory. And there's Eric Cups. We got just a few seconds left. Guys, did you have fun?
It went by too
Oh, it's
fast.
fantastic.
Yeah, it
Tremendous.
was fun,
Fantastic.
Thank you so much.
Flew
one and
by.
all.
Many more.
Please send us. And winners tonight, let us know how we can get this information to you. On behalf of
better.
Tampa Steve and the 15-Minute Girl, I'm Mayra Nunez. Salud and happy days. We love you,
Back
Tampa.
when we were younger.
So as you can see, some real emotion being displayed
Yeah.
there by the 15-Minute Girl. She doesn't usually do that. She's the sweetest person you could ever
That's never happened before
hope
either.
to meet. No, it hasn't. Not in 2.5 years
2.5
of
years.
productions.
She's never missed a show.
She's never missed a show. So if you have a 15-Minute Girl sighting out there, let us know.
Send us an email at show@tampanatives.com.
Yeah, and even more so, if you know of a South Tampa-centric business, call in tonight and represent because, of
And we know they're watching too.
course they are.
Sure do.
Of course they are. We know our South Tampa brothers and sisters are watching. Mm-hmm. So
Just a matter of getting them to call in.
I'm a little bit concerned, but the show must go on.
hopefully
I'm going
she's
to go
okay.
ahead and write down the Bolita numbers as they come in because that's something that she does.
So you'll be the 15-minute girl for now, I guess.
So I
right?
have a 15-minute boy for a minute. Only a minute. She'll be here hopefully. All right, Stevie. All right, very good.
Wow.
I don't know.
Hey,
It kind of threw my mojo
You
off
know,
there
it
at the
did.
beginning of the show.
Well, we never
you know?
opened a show like this before,
No.
but hey, things happen. You know?
Empty seat.
Well, you know what,
Empty
Mario?
seat. Yeah.
The Tampa Native Show, we listen to our fans.
We do?
And it's like E.F. Hutton. When E.F. Hutton talks, people listen.
Yes.
Well, we got a good suggestion last week from a great fan of the Tampa Native Show. Mm-hmm. And basically, this fan enjoyed all the photos because we mentioned we had a lot of photos, and we did. This is part 2 of the mom and pop businesses. Mm-hmm. But she was left hungry for more. So gave a suggestion, and we're going to show that suggestion shortly. In fact, we should just do it right now.
We could do that. We could do, okay, and you can see the call-in number is there. Hello Dory is on her way to the studio because we're starting a little bit earlier
Right,
tonight.
right.
So she's not quite at her post just yet, but she will be shortly. Get ready to call in as a means of sort of recapping what we talked about last week. Showing some of those images, some of those wonderful pictures. As Steve alluded to, one of our fans made sure to send us an email, point out to Steve, loved all of those photographs from last week, but you left us hungry for more. So in an attempt to recap what we did last week, kind of whets your appetite again and prime that pump for this week's conversations, let's show this nice little about 1 minute and 30-second video, last week's images. That's video number 2, Mom and Pop, Erica, thanks. So as you can see, that was just a little bit of a taste of what we showed last week, the photos that we showed, the conversations that ensued. You did see some South Tampa businesses there.
It sure was.
There was Earl's Garden Shop.
Schiller's
Delicatessen,
right?
And Morris Fonte Cleaner. So, there were some conversations of South Tampa businesses,
Absolutely.
and we're looking forward to more tonight. So be sure to get ready to call in just a couple of minutes. Now, Steve, we talked about this in pre-production this week. Part of the reason I think that we have such an affinity for what we do here at the Tampa Native Show is because, well, we love our history, quite frankly. We love everything about growing up in Tampa during that special time. Now, that's not just to say, we talk about it on the show all the time, that other places across the country, people were also experiencing growing up in smaller towns. At the same time, the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s. And it may have been special for them as well, but I think what made our story so unique and so special was the fact that we were kind of, as I mentioned before, organically
connected, you might say.
Organically connected, very good.
That's
Because when you stop and think about it, the Ferlitas did marry the Canellas, and the Martinezes did marry the Gunsmarts, or I should say the Martinezes married the Gonzalezes. So everything kind of grew from within for the better part of 70 years. Beyond that, things have changed so much, and Steve and I talked about it this week. What makes listening to old music, and I say old music, music of our youth, old music, so special?
Well, mainly it brings back it's an emotional connection. You think the song itself may take you back in time to a particular period or something that you did at that time when that song was popular.
Or a person.
Or
an event.
Or a video or
Sure.
a photo even.
Yep.
But they're all little bits of emotions, pieces of emotions, you
Right.
might say. But that'll do it. That'll take you right back in time. That's
So-
what this show does.
So when people tell you it's not healthy to live in the past, what do you say, Steve?
I say that's not true.
It's not always true, is it?
I like living in the past.
Well, and in some cases it can be good. When you
Exactly.
if you have a fondness for cooking, it brings you joy. It brings you pleasure. Why do you cook? For that very reason, because you like to
Right.
experience that good feeling that it gives you from being in the kitchen and creating.
And you want to keep doing that
Why do we talk about things here at the Tampa Native Show from our history?
for the same exact reason.
Because we want to preserve that history. We want to make sure that we don't forget it,
Right.
and forgive me for saying so, but we want to reclaim a little bit of our history as well. A lot of us may have forgotten up until this Tampa Native Show, this very unique experience started 2.5 years ago, what it was like to grow up here in Tampa. Maybe we just didn't talk about those things as frequently as we do now because we needed to be reminded. And we need to remind ourselves and each other that it's special. Tampa is special. Okay, there's your history lesson and your
That's
and you're talking to for this week. Let's tell everybody, Stevie, what they're going to win this week on the Bolita drawing.
Well, we have-
I'm at a loss
yeah.
here, man. I'm usually
How are we
by
gonna
this
do this
time I'm
without-
usually referring to the 15-minute girl
Exactly,
several times,
exactly.
and I feel out of sync tonight.
And not only that, you're tracking the numbers tonight for the Bolita drawing.
Well,
which
you're
you're not used to that either.
It's like a good pitcher in a baseball game. You need that cat. It's a team. It's a team
Exactly,
effort.
exactly.
And we're missing one man down tonight, man. I'm not sure that I like that.
15-minute girl down.
Yeah, I'm not sure that I like that. All right, so
Well, what do we have?
tonight we have, as we always do, 200 milliliter bottle of infused balsamic vinegar or cold pressed olive oil from Joe and Sons right there on Beta Bay between Himes and McDill in the heart of South Tampa. Talk about a South Tampa business. And we know this for a fact because our winners have told us when they go over there, they don't just pick up their free bottle. They end up buying 1, 2, 3 bottles, and they promise to go back. And we're hearing from you. We're hearing from you. We also have, for one of our lucky winners tonight, Caracolillo coffee. This happens to be Rico Rico, which is delicious, by the way. And if you're going to make some café con leche, why not?
Why not Rico Rico?
Say it again.
Rico Rico.
Atta boy, Stevie.
I couldn't roll my R's at first. But
He did though
it came
that
out.
time. That
It came
last
out.
time he sure did. We're also giving away tonight 2 T-shirts. I remember Tampa the way she used to be.
That's right.
The places we would run to and the faces we would see. In
what about
addition,
this
our
one?
grand prize winner will be our newest. This shirt here, I don't know if you guys know this. I don't know if you guys have seen this shirt yet because this is hot off the presses. It commemorates those businesses in Tampa that have been here for 50 years or more. And if you look on the back, in keeping with all things baseball, because after all, Al Lopez was born right here in the heart of Ybor City. It's a baseball diamond. And on the baseball diamond are those family businesses that not only are our sponsors here on the Tampa Native Show, but also remind us that they've been in business for 50 years or more. So that's brand new. Wonderful shirt. If you want to get in on some of that, what do you got to do? You got to call us. You got to send us an email. You got to tell us about those family businesses that you remember from back in the early days when we were just young whippersnappers.
What about this?
Well, I brought this along tonight because two things. If Buck De La Torre, who's out there watching now, and we hope he is, 6:45, maybe some of our fans didn't remember that our show started at 6:30.
That's right. We did put a reminder out on Facebook.
Maybe they're not watching currently, but they will in just about 15 minutes. And
That's
boy,
right.
they're going to be disappointed.
They're going to be
that they had-
disappointed.
Yeah, at 6:30 we started tonight.
Exactly.
The hat tonight I have with me because at the end of the night, Steve may wear the hat. We're not sure. Last week, Buck De La Torre sent in an email and said,
Steve, put the hat on."
And he didn't. So I brought it tonight just in case we get an opportunity.
And it'll be
Either he'll wear it or I'll wear it, but somebody will wear it for the Salud and Happy Days at the end of the night. You know what we got to start, Stevie?
What's that?
We got to make a suggestion.
Okay.
We got to make a suggestion to our fans out there watching. You know, at the end of the show, we always end our show with a salud and happy days. We love you, Tampa. Maybe we should have our fans at home do the same thing with us. Maybe they could have a cup of café con leche or a cold frothy brew or a glass of their favorite wine.
That's a
and
good
raise
idea.
it at the end of the show with us.
And we can see them do that, too.
And take a photograph. Take a photograph and send it to us.
That's a great idea.
We'd love to show that on our show.
And
So
we will.
celebrate with us all things Tampa. Celebrate with us the wonders that it was growing up in Tampa.
And if they're wearing a Tampa Native shirt, even better. With
Wow.
that photo. That would be really cool.
How about the Tampa Native show the shirt that they might win
Yeah,
on the Tampa
exactly,
Native show?
exactly.
Now you're talking. Have we gotten any more earlier numbers? I'm
we
going to
sure
write one
did.
now before we get into the next part of
We sure do.
the
In fact,
show.
mhm.
Go
We
ahead.
have,
I'm ready.
Alyssa Governale.
Alyssa Governale. She
number
won last
24.
week, did she not?
She sure did. In fact, we have to get her shirt, or I do, this weekend. Also, Terry Governale.
Okay, Alyssa's 24, right?
Right, and Terry is 38.
All right, Alyssa Governale. Let me write that down.
And there's one more, Sylvia,
And 38, you said?
38.
Very good. And who is 38?
That would be Terry Governale.
Okay, Terry. Very good.
And Sylvia Ondurco,
Okay. Oh,
Is
these were all winners last
number
week.
12, yeah, and they may be winners again tonight. I may be delivering two shirts, times two.
And number 12?
Oh, Rick Ondurco, 33.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay, hold on. Rick
Well,
Ondurco.
We know the whole family's watching tonight. That's
That's
great.
good.
Thank you for watching. That's awesome. And feel free to call in
And,
tonight
and, the,
as
mo-
well.
and the grandma's name was?
This is Sylvia Ondurco,
Sylvia, and that was 12.
12.
Very good.
Let me double check.
Yep.
That's correct.
All right.
Wow.
All right, let's go ahead and open up the phone lines now. And Erica, if you can quickly gather that information on the phone when they do start to call in. As Hello Dory is parking her car, we know she's in the parking lot. She'll be here currently in just a couple of minutes.
Do we have some announcements at the beginning too? That
We do have some
we
announcements.
We kind of bypassed.
Yeah,
We
no,
jumped
no,
right
we
into
should do the announcements. We should do the announcements, Stevie. Real quick, I already wished my 15-minute girl a happy anniversary. She's not here to
She's not here yet.
receive said celebratory thank yous.
You never know.
But 33 years, Saturday.
That's
Pretty
a
good
long-
stuff.
That's a milestone.
I'll give myself a bell ring on that.
You deserve it.
Also, we want to mention that the Bucks are going to be playing the Cardinals. We want to help the Bucks along. They had a real tough time in New York last week. Laid a gigantic egg, about an ostrich egg about that size.
Yep.
But they're going to rebound this week. Who do they have at home, Steve? None other than Tom Brady and the New England Patriots.
That's right.
I don't know about that. I don't know how that's going to turn out, but we hope that the boys have it together.
It'll be a good game though.
New England Patriots. It's going to be. But the 29th, what's happening on the 29th, Stevie?
The 29th, we're having a
September
the event.
29th.
Yeah, it's the Bucks game.
Throwback
The
jersey.
throwback jersey.
Right, okay.
With the orange
Tickets
Bucks
available.
jerseys.
Anybody
Great.
want to come with us? We got about
10 or 11?
Yeah,
or-
we got about 12 people that are going currently. So if you'd like to go with us, we've got special accommodations. There's going to be a tailgate party beforehand, all inclusive, one-stop shopping, one charge, one ticket price, does it all. And they're playing the Arizona Cardinals in their throwback jerseys. That's the 29th. Also, a
fun.
benefit concert. Mark your calendars. Tickets go on sale starting next week. Mark your calendars. November 30th. November 30th. You writing this down? November 30th. Cuckoo Cachu and Rayzilla's Dreamboats are going to be playing at El Centro Asturiano benefit concert for the Tampa Native Show.
And they're good.
And we're going to have giveaway prizes that night. It's going to be an amazing, amazing event. To coin a phrase that my friend Stevie likes to say, amazing and phenomenal. So be there,
Well,
November
we're gonna have a
30th.
blast.
Also, one more, Stevie. This one I'll let you have this one, brother.
Oh, this is-
What's happening December 31st?
This is amazing. December 31st.
Amazing. There it was again.
There it is.
There it is.
And-
I just said amazing 3 times, and he said it a 4th time.
And phenomenal. And
What's happening December 31st?
Well, you know what? We're doing a New Year's Eve party. It's going to be great. We did one, 4 years ago?
4 years ago.
I can't believe
it's been 4 years.
I can't either. But a New Year's Eve party.
Yes.
Held at the L'Unione Italiana Italian Club in Ybor City.
Yes.
7th Avenue. It's going to be fantastic. In fact, I already reserved a projector. We're going to show some really old photos during the event.
Not really old photos. Some good photos of some good stuff.
Well, yes.
Because we don't want to go really old. Because people.
Historic photos.
That's
a better word.
Excellent.
Historic. But
yes,
it's going to be a great time. We're going to have food, fun, dancing, music, the whole party.
Being billed as the Tampa Native Show New Year's Eve dance party. Bring your dancing shoes and party with us.
Party favorites, everything.
Tickets will be going on sale beginning of next week. Look for it on Facebook. And U Nation, we'll talk a little bit more about U Nation.
That's right. That's interesting
in just
too.
a few minutes.
Very
okay,
exciting.
U Nation. What's that all about? He says. We've got a couple of callers. We're going to go to our callers in just a couple of minutes. Yeah, buddy.
I wonder they're asking about the 15-minute girl.
Probably.
It might be.
We've got some pictures to show. Cynthia Tamargo sent us a couple of photographs as well as some information about her grandparents, Ricky T. Parnell. Also, our dear friend, Dan Perez,
he sure did.
Sent us a picture and a nice little descriptive paragraph on his grandparents and his great-grandparents, Tampa Native businesses, and Alyssa Governal as well. So we'll get to that in just a minute. What do you say we go to line 5?
Let's do it.
Let's go line 5.
That's the one.
Not yet. Caller, you're on the air. Tell us your name and where you're calling from. I pulled the wrong line. Forgive me. I should have gone to line 4, but we got line 5.
All right, Mario. This is PJ Testa.
Hello,
Hey,
Mr. Testa.
PJ.
How are you?
Good. I have a 15-minute girl sighting.
No way. You do know where she is because we don't.
She's running up and down Bayshore Boulevard, cussing people out.
That's funny.
Okay. And Bayshore Boulevard, if I'm not mistaken, is in the heart of South Tampa.
Oh, definitely.
Okay.
And I'll tell you a couple of businesses out there that did very well. Zychex,
That's right.
Excellent. Excellent. Stevie, write that down. Zychex. Thank
El
you.
Mabry.
Yes.
Used to be Steinbrenner's Hangout. I don't know if you knew that.
Did not.
Yeah, he loved their steaks and went there every Friday night.
Okay.
And also Levitt's Furniture
yes.
Store over on, what was the name of that street?
Gandy?
It was Gandhi, I thought.
Gandy.
Yep.
Gandy, yeah.
And if I'm not mistaken, PJ, for bonus points, can you tell us their little jingle? Can you tell us their catchphrase? Can you tell us?
I know.
Go ahead, Stevie. Don't you say a thing.
I won't say it.
PJ, you're on.
Yeah, no, I can't, so forget the extra points.
Okay, we'll give it to Steve. Steve, take it away.
You'll love it at Levitt's.
You'll love it at Levitt's.
No, that's right.
Ah, Stevie gets a bell ring.
That's it.
2 wonderful South Tampa businesses.
And we had a picture of Zychex before.
Now, was Levitt's a mom and pop? Forgive me, or was it a big chain? I'm not sure.
No, I believe it was a mom and pop.
Okay.
It was a pretty good sized store in the beginning, but I believe it was a mom and pop store.
I think you may be right. I know
Sounds
Zychex
right.
certainly was, but there was also another restaurant down there on the corner of Gandy, right around there.
Yes, we talked about
It
that. I
wasn't
can't
Tung
remember.
Tung. No, Tung Tung was up here in Northside.
That was Bush Boulevard. I can't remember.
Maybe
the
if
name.
the 15-minute girl calls us later from wherever she is, she'll be
Really
able to
do
let
miss
us
her.
know.
I hope she comes back soon.
Me too.
Well, we do too, PJ. To be quite honest with you, it's just throwing my mojo all off tonight. I feel a little
How many
incomplete.
years you been married?
33.
That's my number for tonight.
Ah, boy. Thank you, my brother. And we know you're going to win. We know you're going to win.
Hey, another great show. You keep it up, my man.
Thank you, PJ. Thank you so
that's awesome.
much.
You bet. You take care. You too, Steve.
Thank you, PJ.
All
Bye-bye
right.
now.
Thanks for calling. What a great
Bye.
guy.
Oh, yeah, but you know
He's
what?
awesome.
Rick Underko had 33. So why don't we pick a, you know what, we're going to make it, I have a good feeling, I have it in good working order that we're going to make another 10 years out of this thing at least, if not another 30.
What?
Why don't we give him 43?
Let's do that.
All right.
Okay.
Because 33 was already taken.
That's right.
I looked down at my sheet because I'm not used to doing this. Usually the 15-minute girl will go, can't give him 33, it's already taken.
Well, you know, you're filling in her shoes right now, so it's a little.
And those
you
are
gotta
big
get
shoes.
used to it.
Those are big shoes. They're narrow, but they're long. So I have different kind of feet. All right, 43, PJ Testa.
Right.
All right, excellent.
Well, the calls are hot and heavy tonight, aren't they?
Hot and heavy. Caller, you're on the air with the Tampa Native Show. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
My name is Suzanne Hester, and I'm calling from Tampa.
Wow, Suzanne Hester calling from Tampa. Suzanne Hester, is this the first time calling?
Yes, sir.
Oh, there it is. That's just for you. Well, Suzanne Hester, what say you?
I'm calling because I'm missing one of your people on there tonight.
Yeah, where have you seen her? Do you know where she is? Because we're looking for her.
No, I haven't seen her.
Okay, well, you keep an eye across the street just in case you see somebody breaking into that house across the street. It may just be the 15-minute girl. But in the meantime, can you remember any South Tampa businesses when you were down there growing up?
No, not really. I was a little baby when we moved here.
Little girl, you remember going to maybe Britton Plaza? Any favorite stores there in Britton Plaza or anything?
Yes, I don't remember the stores, but I remember going there.
Okay, very good, very good. Well, I'll tell you what, if you do see the 15-minute girl, call us back, would you?
I will.
And we've got your Bolita number because you sent it in earlier, 51.
51, right.
Yes.
Thanks for watching, Suzanne.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Suzanne.
Thanks for being a fan. Bye-bye.
Bye.
For those that may
That was
not
a
know,
nice
that's the 15-minute girl's
Well,
little sister. And
she's concerned about her
and
sister.
She's worried.
Understandably
She's
so.
worried. She's worried. We got some pictures to get to. Oh, this is going to be
We
a good
do.
night.
We do.
Let's
We have
go
a
ahead
lot.
and go to line 5. Callers are calling hot and heavy. Caller, you're on the air with the Tampa Native Show. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Hey, it's Debbie, and I don't have laryngitis anymore.
Hey, Debbie,
Oh,
without
that's
laryngitis.
good.
Is that your last name?
Huh?
Is that your last name? Debbie, no laryngitis? Hi, Debbie.
That's it. How you guys doing, Mario? Happy anniversary.
Thank you. Thank you so much. We appreciate that.
Yeah, good. Hey, listen, I want to tell you, I remember Jimbo's Barbecue. I'm a South Tampa.
That's right.
Jimbo's
That was
Barbecue.
it.
And you know what? We got to go have a conversation with Jimbo's because really and truthfully, they should be on the next shirt that
They should
celebrates the next
been
10
a
or
long
12
time.
family businesses. Jimbo's has been there since the late 60s or the middle 60s.
I know, I'm 29 3 times ago, you know. And
Yeah.
and they've always been there.
Since I was a kid.
Always do the business.
Jimbo's is about 5 blocks from where I grew up, 6 blocks. As a matter of fact, there was a Coin Laundry right next door, right across the street from Jimbo's. And, you know, sometimes you'd have to go over there when you couldn't hang your clothes out on the clothesline or the dryer was on the fritz. I said, that's the second week in a row I use that phrase, the fritz.
Fritz?
I don't know
No
what
way.
that means.
I don't know.
But anyway, when your dryer wasn't working, you had to go to the Coin Laundry. And, of course, we'd always go across the street and get a big old thing of sweet tea.
Yep. Well, and all of their barbecue is good.
They do have good barbecue. There's no question
Still
about
good.
that. It's still good, and we owe them another visit. You know, Stevie, we do. We owe
should
them
do
another opportunity to join us here at the Tampa Native Show. They should be one of our sponsors.
Yeah, that was right down the road from my house. I grew up in the corner house on Cleveland and Hesperdes.
Not
We
far from
talked
you.
about that before.
right, that's
One
right.
of my dear friends grew up on the corner of Cleveland and Lois, and his name was Bruce Owen. He had a bunch of brothers. He had 2 brothers, I think. We went to Grady and Coleman together, and he was on the corner of Cleveland and Lois. So you were just a little bit further west.
Right.
As a matter of fact, wasn't that right behind the International Inn?
International Inn. No, well, wasn't the International Inn?
On West Shore.
Yeah, that was over there.
That's right. So you went, West Shore was a little bit further west.
Down.
I digress. You're right. But you remember where the International Inn was.
Yeah, and they had that golf course out there.
They did, and they had. You could, if you were really cool and you knew how to, you could sneak in the back way of the tennis courts and park your bike there and use their swimming pool until they caught you and threw you out. Of course, when we were kids.
The Hall of Fame.
Oh, yeah, you know what
The
I'm...
Hall of Fame golf course. I knew where I could
That's
tell
right.
Rose we can hear her. Tell Rose that she's
we heard
she's
that.
not doing a very good job of keeping her voice down.
I can hear you.
Yeah, the Hall of Fame golf course was over by the airport where the Bucks used to train. Remember the first time that, I should say the first facility they had was One Buck Place over by the airport.
Yeah, and the cheerleaders didn't have anywhere to practice, so they practiced in their gym at Tampa Catholic.
Now that's
Oh,
a scoop.
interesting.
That's a scoop. Like that. Very good. Did we get your numbers tonight?
Oh, let's see. Rose is 53, and I'm 17.
Oh, love
Okay.
that 17.
We
Let
didn't
me
get
put
their
you
email.
down, Deb. Hold on. Okay, and Rose is 53. Very good. Very good.
Oh, and how do I get my coffee from last week? We can't meet at Amarelli's.
No, we sure can. You know, you can definitely go down to Caracolillo Coffee Mills, and as a matter of fact, that's the best way to get it. And Michael and Julian, his brother, will be happy to greet you there. They'll give you your coffee and probably
Take you a
show you
tour.
around and
They'll
let
give
you
you a
see
tour.
how they make the coffee there. It's really wonderful. Do you know where they're located?
That'd be great, especially if I could get a little taster.
Well, you know where they're located?
I'm sure they're over in Ybor somewhere. Aren't
No. Actually, they're just east of West Shore on Air Cargo Drive on a street called Hesperides.
they? That's hilarious.
Which is really Hesperides because if you look at it the way it's spelled, but we never knew that. You know, that's like the Florida Inn
Everybody
Hotel.
calls it that. Mhm.
How many people called the Florida Inn? How many? We just had a power surge go through the studio. We just had a power surge go through the studio. I think.
That's because I'm on the line.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mentioned Hesperides, and all of a sudden, look what happened.
Look what happened. I think. Oh.
Okay.
But anyway, yes, get over there and see Michael and Julian, and they'll give you your coffee. And if you can't get over there, because they're open early, they do their manufacturing early. By about 3 o'clock, they close shop for the day. If you can't get over there, Rose, let us know. We'll get you some coffee.
All right, no, I'll definitely try.
Well, we look forward to tonight's show because we told a bunch of people about this, so you should have a ton of photos.
All right, keep those cards and letters coming in.
That's
we love
right.
it.
All right, y'all have a good night.
Thank
Good
you,
night,
guys. Appreciate you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Wow, that was kind of
I
bizarre,
know.
huh?
I wonder
I didn't know
where-
what was happening there, but I was.
Everything went dark
Maybe it
in
was
the
maybe it was
control
lightning
room.
because we're in the studio now.
could
Here
be.
it is 7
It could
o'clock,
be.
Stevie. So now we should start to see
People are starting
things
to-
ramp up
right.
because those that didn't know we
They
started
didn't
at
know.
6:30
They
tonight.
didn't know.
Now they're coming to us, but I mean the lights are still off in the control room, and I'm
Hope
thinking,
the,
wow.
TriCaster's running.
TriCaster's running. We did hear in our earpiece. They said, keep going, man.
Good,
we still
good.
got you. All right, let's see
Oh.
what we got. Debbie. Okay, let me. I just want to
A lot
make
of
sure.
burritos already.
Where's my 15-minute girl? She's got to be here so she can do all of this.
I know. Maybe.
Okay.
later on.
So call her on line 4, shall we?
Let's do it.
And we got pictures to go to.
We do too.
An hour and a half, Steve.
I know, we
Feels
got time.
good. Feels good. Caller, you're on the air. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Robert Gonzalez
Hey,
from
there he
West
is.
Tampa.
Robert Gonzalez, have you called the show before?
A few times.
I almost rang for you. Psych. Hey, Robert, how are you?
I'm doing fine, thanks.
Good. Tell us something. Tell us something good.
About a mom and pop business that's south of Admiral Drive. It was the business my father and mother had,
Okay.
Palmetto Beach.
Oh, Palmetto Beach is in the house. Palmetto Beach represent. Go ahead.
It was a small neighborhood family store / deli / sandwich shop.
A lot of slashes right there, Robert.
Market.
Okay.
That's the business my father had when he passed, and he originally him and one of his brothers were partners, and then my father bought my uncle out, and not just my mom worked there, but my brother and we both worked there.
Wow, that's kind of cool, though.
That is
'Cause,
family-run business.
Family-run business. You know, you always had money in your pocket, man.
Right.
It may not have been as much as you like because, when you work for your mom and pop, maybe they didn't pay you a whole lot. They figured it was a privilege for you to be working in their shop. But at the same time, if you stayed with it, you know that there was a legacy project there. You had
Exactly.
the opportunity,
Right.
in other words, to continue
to
that.
keep the legacy going.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, Robert.
It was a fairly successful. Yeah, right. It wasn't that big. We weren't rich, but we weren't hurting either.
That's what I'm saying.
that's
You
nice.
had the
That's nice.
opportunity to do things maybe that some other kids didn't because you had a little extra. You had just a little bit extra. Hey, what was the business again? It was like a deli. It was a sundries.
Away family neighborhood grocery stores.
Ah, okay.
What was the name?
Counter, and we also made sandwiches there.
And-
It's called the Causeway Market.
Causeway Market.
Do you have
Let's write that down.
Do you have any photos of that, Robert?
It was right on the corner of 22nd Street in Saxon. The building since been torn down, and it was I think the next to last street on the left before you went over the bridge.
Steve asked you.
Yeah.
You may not have heard him. I'll repeat it. Do you have by any chance, any photographs of your family's business?
No, we don't, to be honest. I can't believe we never took any photographs, but we never did. I don't know why.
Well, we are very fortunate in one regard that we had Robertson and Fresh, and we had the Burger Brothers because they did take
Right.
a lot of photographs. But for some reason, and this isn't your situation or your story is not unique in the sense that maybe families just didn't have the camera or
Right.
didn't have they weren't thinking about, taking a picture. We have a picture of Ricky Parnell's grandmother. We're going to show it in just a little bit. It's
amazing.
But there weren't that many of those either. But, we didn't think about it.
They're
It's
so
just
busy running the business.
too busy running
Right.
the business, and at the end of the day, you're tired. So,
Last thing you're thinking about
the
is
last
taking a
thing you're
picture.
thinking about is
Right.
you took a picture maybe at Christmas or at Easter.
Yeah, this is weird
Family
that we don't have
holidays.
any pictures because my brother was a photographer.
Oh wow!
Oh.
Then the plot thickens. Then it does get a little bit strange. If your brother in fact was a photographer and nobody had a picture.
Yeah, nobody has a picture.
Well, but wonderful stories. So listen, can we get your Bolita number?
36.
Okay, 36 for Robert Gonzalez.
That's available, right?
36 is available. Thank you, sir. Thanks for sharing your story with us tonight, Robert. We appreciate that. And thanks for calling.
All right.
Good to hear from you, Robert.
Good to hear from you. We'll see you soon.
Yeah, I hope to.
Thanks, Robert.
All right. So
Bye-bye.
We've got an alert here from
Causeway Market, brother. The Causeway
Market. I wrote it down, actually.
Okay.
We have an alert from Dan Perez.
Dan Perez alert.
He writes, I'm getting off the air, in quotes, at TBCN website online show. So I'm not sure about Bright House and Verizon, but apparently that's okay.
So
but
the
apparently
stream
online,
the stream
is
may
gone.
have been damaged?
Right, or temporarily maybe. So
Okay.
we'll find out more. We'll
Okay.
get more details and let you know.
Well,
but
you know
thank
what?
You, Dan.
I would ask Joe Abini to give us a call. Skipper, if you're out there, but if he's out there, he can't see it because he's watching us on the stream.
That's true.
And if the stream is damaged.
And he was watching
although
tonight
that
as
could be
well.
the skipper right there.
Ah.
Line 5 is ready to go. Can you look at Dory? I can't even see her in there. Dory. Okay. All right, very good. We got some photographs.
Should we start some of these photos? We have a ton here.
All right, let me do this call real quick, and then we'll get to the photographs, okay? 5 minutes, 6 minutes after 7 o'clock, ladies and gentlemen, if you're out there watching the show and you want to give us a call tonight, especially from South Tampa, we want to hear from you. 813-977-6800. Operators are standing by. There's a line open currently. Caller, you're on the air. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
My name is Carmen Nunez from South Tampa.
There she is. Hey, Carmen Nunez, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Great show.
Thank you. Tell us a little bit about South Tampa.
I want to talk about a mom and pop store in Ybor City.
Okay.
Unfortunately, not South Tampa, but it's in Ybor City.
Okay.
Okay.
And it was family owned by your your grand uncle
Okay.
and his wife.
Grand uncle.
Ramon Hernandez.
Okay.
And the business was Los Helados de Ybor.
Los helados de
Helado.
Ybor. Yeah, I think
Ybor.
we've actually talked about somebody.
They made all the tropical fruit flavors in ice cream, and they were delicious. They were delicious.
I think for some
remember
reason that name has popped up before, whether it was Fran, maybe Costantino that told us about that place, or maybe Emilio Garcia Jr. You know, somebody mentioned Los Helados de Ybor.
Would that be in the 40s, 50s?
Yeah, Mom, what decade would that have been in?
40s and 50s, yeah,
Okay.
late 30s, 40s, 50s.
Okay.
And well, yes, into the 50s, and I
Interesting.
believe early 60s. But they gave it up because of his age
Yep.
Right.
and health reasons.
Sure, as it will happen often enough. And if you don't
does.
have an offspring that wants to kind of continue the family business,
It
well
gets
then,
sold.
yeah, it typically would get sold at that
Right.
point.
Right. And then there were a couple of other stores that were cropped up in West Tampa at Fiesta Plaza.
Yeah,
Right.
The Louis, the Columbia family.
yeah, Luis Diaz.
Louis Diaz and his family. They owned another ice cream store, the same thing.
Okay.
And then there was another one, not in any not in any business place, you know. In one of the stores in West Tampa.
Like a freestanding building, not in a strip mall, but in a freestanding building.
Right,
Gotcha.
in a freestanding building.
And that was another ice cream store as well?
That was a third one, yeah.
Yeah.
Those are the three that I can think of.
Well, there's a pattern there afoot. I understand
Yeah.
that your family must have eaten a lot of ice cream. There was something, a fondness for ice cream,
Like
apparently.
ice cream.
It wasn't all my family, but we did eat ice cream. Yes.
Yeah, well, what's not to like about ice cream? Or the
Exactly.
Tampa Native Show?
Which is like ice cream.
Carmen, can we get your Bolita number?
Oh, yes, 65.
Coming up.
Ah.
Thank you so much for your call and for sharing that story. We appreciate it.
All righty.
Thank you.
Thanks, Carmen.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Great call.
Oh,
Oh, did we lose
she
it?
said, yeah, I think she said something about the 15-minute girl, and I
Ah.
just cut her off there at the very end.
Well, you're right. The calls are hot and heavy. I mean, here's another one on hold.
Yep.
Want to grab that one?
I think it's getting qualified currently. Let's see. As soon as it starts
If not,
to
we
flash.
can maybe
Yeah,
look
let's
at
do a
couple-
picture.
Yeah,
let's
let's
do
do
a story.
that. Let's do
Call
that.
for one.
In fact, let's go to our picture list here. Let's bring up, Erica, if you could bring up number 2 and 3. This is Dan Perez's
Oh, okay.
photos,
Let
okay?
me read that.
Yeah.
All right, here's photo number 2, and I'll start with my grandparents and my great-grandmother, Domingo Escuela, studio photo taken in Ybor City. This is my maternal grandmother and grandfather. I guess it's the photograph that shows the grandmother, and the other photograph shows the grandmother and grandfather. In my grandmother's shop in her house. Leopoldina, I love that name, Leopoldina and Bernardo Cuco Macias. They lived in the house right in front of the Tampa Letter Carriers Hall on Cypress, sometime in the mid-1960s. My grandfather had their carport closed in to make a spare room, which everybody did back then, right?
They sure did.
And then shortly thereafter, it was converted into a retail shop. They would go down to Miami now and then and buy from popular Cuban wholesalers, then return to Tampa to sell them in their shop. They sold mostly women's clothes and accessories, but some of the men's clothes, such as guayaberas. Also, the popular Cuban perfumes and colognes. The showcase, you see, is where it was displayed, where she displayed her gold jewelry items, which she would buy from La Ultramar in Ybor City and some places in Miami. Now look at that. That's inside their carport.
Isn't that something?
How cool is that? I love that.
That's-
and you know, you can see a little family resemblance there.
You can't get any more mom and pop business than that, can you?
No, that's abuelo and abuela business. But yeah, you can't get any more mom and pop than that.
That's perfect.
He goes on to say, she operated the shop from the late 1950s to around the 1980s. She let many of her customers buy on credit terms, and on Sundays, she and my grandfather would drive around town collecting payments from their customers. That's mom and pop. She never charged interest. The dog you see there was not theirs. It was my aunt and uncle's dog. The small pair of eyes you see, this is cute. The small pair of eyes sign above the air conditioner was my grandfather's way of keeping his eyes on the customers. And you could just see them above the doorway there. Dan goes on to say, I later learned that my grandmother's father, my great-grandfather, Domingo Escuela, used to do a similar business. In the late 1890s, now Dan's been here for a little while, his family's been here for a little while. In the late 1890s and early 1900s, he would go down to Cuba, sometimes from Tampa, sometimes from Key West, on a plant steamer, and buy goods from Spain and Cuba, then bring them back to sell. He did this over a dozen times. When relations with Spain were not on good terms with the U.S., Spanish made goods that were hard to come by here in the United States. So the demand was high, and so were the prices for them.
Very
Dan,
fascinating.
Thanks for sharing that. And
That's
you know
amazing,
what, Dan?
really.
We've known you for a little while, and that's something we did not know.
Dan Perez gets a bell.
Dan Perez definitely gets a bell. Did he give us a number? Did he
You
give us
know,
a Bolita number?
I don't think he did.
Dan, send us your Bolita number or give us a call. I know you're not shy, and I know you're watching right now.
And you know what? Let's bring up picture number one, Erica, if you will, and we'll do that one real quick. That's a great photo sent by Alyssa Governal and
this
family.
is a great photo.
This is amazing. This is, she writes, my grandfather owned Garcia's Instant Service in Ybor City. He opened it in 1932, and it was there for over 60 years. So Garcia's Instant Service, which gas stations were also
Service stations.
Service stations,
Yes.
right? And mom and pops as well.
Yes. Before they were gas stations only.
Mega companies.
Oh, with the 16 pumps, there were 2 pumps, like you saw there,
Right.
and everything, and it was a service station. Remember, you ran over the bell. And
Yeah.
I wonder what before they had the bell, before they had the pneumatic bell system. I guess they just drove up. Maybe they honked the horn.
Maybe honked the horn.
That was procedure then.
Check the oil, clean your windshields.
Yeah.
Check your tire pressure.
Check your tire pressure.
Right,
I mean, it was full service. That was when
Things were different back then.
things were completely different. And I had the business there for over 60 years.
60 years, wow.
Thanks for sending us that photograph.
Great photo, great
Alyssa,
photo.
that was wonderful. All these photographs, by the way, will be up on our website.
They
so
will.
you make sure that
We'll
put them
up
in a
there.
special folder, or maybe even create a special page
Just
for
for
those
these.
photographs, just for you guys to be able to go back and kind of look over again.
And more immediately, we'll put them on the Facebook page too. We'll upload those tonight.
Very good. Let's
So-
let's see. We've got a caller on line 4. Can we get that caller, and then we'll come back to
Yeah,
these
let's
other
do that.
pictures?
Let's do that.
Got pictures submitted by Cynthia Tamargo.
We do.
And pictures submitted by Ricky T. Parnell.
And a couple more Huttos photos too.
Oh, we've got to show those Huttos
Those
corner
are-
photos.
those are amazing.
You know that comment stream on Facebook that went absolutely
From one photo
bonkers.
of Huttos.
One photo.
It must have been, what, 40 comments on that maybe?
That's a lot.
That's a lot. All within like 24 hours.
The corner of Buffalo and North Boulevard.
Right.
Today's
Right.
MLK.
I mean,
Hutto's Corner.
that was a staple for many people in the area.
Yes,
that,
it was.
That was their grocery store.
Yes, it was.
That was their Publix.
All right, let's go ahead and go to caller on line 4. Caller, you're on the air with the Tampa Native Show. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Oh, hi, you guys. It's Johnny.
Johnny Sanchez.
Excuse me?
Johnny who?
Johnny.
No, it's just John. Look, we know this guy so well. He just says it's Johnny. I think this is Johnny Sinchet.
How you guys doing?
Hi, Johnny.
Good,
How are
good.
you?
I'm good. I saw Sally.
What?
I saw Sally.
Please
did?
tell me, because we don't know where she is.
I saw her. She's playing a new game. It's called Kick the Crab.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Deviled crabs.
Where do you play that game?
She's kicking the devil crabs down Howard Avenue. She's trying to make them escape from West Tampa to South Tampa.
Oh, no, she didn't.
Yes, that's what's going on.
It's kind of dangerous, isn't
Because I don't have my car keys with me, and that explains a lot. She's kicking the crab, not the can, down Howard Avenue.
She's really mad.
She wants them. She's trying to kidnap them to South Tampa.
Oh, I see. Yes, so that way it will become a South Tampa business.
Listen, you guys are having a beautiful show. I love it. It's wonderful. And thank you for showing that beautiful picture of my dad and my grandpa inside our sign shop.
Of course.
That was great. That was great.
It's a beautiful picture. But I was going to tell you, Steve, I just emailed you a couple of pictures of some South Tampa scenes. If you get a chance, you might try to pull them up later in the show.
Well, Johnny, I saw those, and what we can do possibly, if we can get the camera maybe aimed at the computer screen, maybe we can show it that way. Otherwise, it might be a little hard to get it on the TriCaster. But
yeah.
But we'll certainly give it a
definitely,
shot.
you know what we might do as well? We might do another little video montage.
We'll include those.
And next week, at the beginning of next week's show it, kind of capture all of the essence of what we did this week and kind of recap.
Yeah, it'll be more clear that way.
But I was going to tell you guys about a little family-owned place that I remember very well, and this is Seminole Heights, because I grew up in Seminole Heights.
Sure.
And it was on the corner of Hannah and Central, and it's a little building, and it has like 3 little storefronts in it, and it's an old building from the 1920s. But when I was a kid, and this is like in the mid-70s, I was maybe like 9 or 10 years old. And my mom would let me walk to that store, if you can believe that.
Yes.
Because then
different time.
Not like today. It was a little different even.
Sure.
And my mom would let me walk. It was about 6 or 7 blocks, and I would walk. This was a little 5 and 10 on that corner. A lot of people may not remember it, but if you grew up in Seminole Heights, you will remember it. It's right across the street from that old Methodist church.
Oh wait.
On the corner.
We went there.
We went to the Methodist Church when we did the Seminole Heights preservation.
It's right across the street.
It's across the street.
I know exactly where it is.
Do you remember by chance the name?
No, I don't remember the name. It was just called.
Let me see if I can channel the universe to see if anybody remembers the name.
I would like to. If somebody can remember the name of it, call in. Tell them to call in.
You know what? I'm closing my eyes and I see a Jimmy's Barber Shop. Was there a Jimmy's Barber Shop close by?
That was next door.
That was next door.
That's close enough.
There. I used to go to Jimmy.
Jimmy's Barber Shop. Is there anybody out there who remembers Jimmy's Barber Shop and the store next door?
Yeah, it was the 5 and 10 right next door, and you could go in there, and they had all kinds of toys, and they still sold penny candy in there.
Wow. Where's Joe Abini when you need him? Where's the skipper when you need him? He grew up in Seminole Heights.
I couldn't believe it, but I could walk in there with a quarter, and with 25 cents, that lady would give me a paper sack, and she told me, she said, "Now, Johnny," she knew my name, she said, "You take that little paper bag and you fill it up with any candy that you want."
Oh, nice.
Wow.
That's great.
It was a little old lady, and she ran that store, and she had all kinds of cool stuff in there that you could buy, like baseball cards or toys and all kinds of Matchbox cars and all kinds of cool stuff in that little 5 and 10. It was so
Those
neat.
were the days.
A really happy little memory, and I think it was probably one of the last family-owned 5 and 10s around town. I really truly think that's true.
There were a lot of them, Johnny. There were a lot of them because they were called the Garcias, just picking a name out of the Garcias Sundries.
Right.
You know what I mean? So and I wasn't quite sure what sundries meant. When I was little, I thought maybe the store was only open on Sunday. I didn't know what it meant.
Sundry.
Funny. It's true. You wouldn't know what it means. Even today, young people today, they wouldn't even know what that word means. They'd have to go Google it.
But when you walked in there, you knew kind of what it meant because a place like that had everything.
Oh, yeah, just like Pickford's. And we used to go to Pickford's.
There you go.
Pickford's. We have a picture of that tonight as
well.
Yeah.
We used to go to Pickford's all the time when we were kids. On the way to the beach, we would stop there because we used to take Hillsborough Avenue to go to the Causeway. And we would stop at Pickford's on the way out to buy snacks to take with us to go to the beach.
When the Causeway was a beach.
Yeah.
When it was a beach.
And look at this look at my face. When the Causeway was a beach. Because yesterday on the way to Clearwater Beach, we went by and looked and there's 50 feet of beach left.
Oh.
That's it.
Yeah.
The rest is all separated by a catwalk and I don't know what happened.
Oh, I don't know. I haven't been there in so long.
Nobody goes there anymore. But I mean, there's literally 50 feet.
Oh.
That beach used to be, 3
packed.
miles.
Remember that?
Worth of beach.
It used to be pretty big.
Yeah, it went all the way to the bridge. The beach, there was places where you could get out in the sand. Now, I don't know if it's because the beach is sometimes unhealthful to swim in, or maybe it's a health. I don't know why they did that.
I don't know.
Eminent domain. Maybe when they widened the causeway, they claimed some of that.
Pushed out a little bit. Maybe.
I don't know, but it's just sad because the parking lot is now this big.
Oh boy.
Room for 4 cars.
Yeah.
No concession stand whatsoever. Remember the concession stand there, Johnny?
Stand, I do.
We had great memories there. We sure did.
Yeah, I think Hurricane Elena took that with it.
That could
Probably
be.
so.
That could be.
Probably so. Johnny, thanks so much for calling tonight. Can we get your Bolita number?
42 if it's available.
42. Yes, it is. You'll be right next to PJ Testa with 43.
Oh, great.
And Johnny, call in more often. We'd love to hear from you too. So
Okay, I will.
good to hear from you.
Guys, keep up the great work.
Thank you. And if you do see the
You too.
15-minute girl, send her home.
Okay, I'll tell her to stop kicking the crab.
Thank you.
Okay, bye, you guys.
Bye, Johnny.
now.
That's great.
It's like
That's
kicking a
Johnny
can. In this
Sinchet.
case, it's a crab.
All right, let's bring up another photograph.
Let's do that. In fact, how about number 4, Erica? We'll bring up number 4. This is Ricky T. Parnell.
Okay, you going to read that one?
Yeah, I'll do that. It's our South Tampa correspondent. Look at this photo. Here's an early pic of my grandmother who had the store at 3121 North Boulevard. She gave it up around 1967 as it was too much for her. I used to sweep the floors and stock some goods. I had many great times there drinking 3V colas, knee-high, Bosco with milk, as well as eating freshly cut lunch meat. I'd get a 10-cent kite and fly it outside. I'd also put my baseball and football cards in the spokes of my bike for that great motorcycle sound. We used to do that too.
What?
Yeah, and also my grandmother Martha had a diverse clientele. Many neighbors who had a running tab at the store would come in. Some of the memories also were the regulars and city workers who would talk about their Bolita drawings during that era. As well as Mrs. Kali, who would actually walk to the store in her pajamas every day.
Nice.
My grandmother's store was halfway between Hutto's Corner and the Prince Grocery, so those who didn't need flowers from Hutto's or meat from Prince would come here for staples. Great memories, and was blessed to have been brought up in this time period. In fact, we all were, for sure.
Oh, Ricky, that's great.
That's a great story.
Because
Great
those two stores, Prince Grocery on the corner of Columbus Drive and North Boulevard, and Hutto's, which was the north end, right? North Boulevard and Buffalo. So in between that was Ricky's grandmother's store.
Place to go in between, right? In fact, the picture looks like it was very barren out there, not much around. You could tell.
All right, I'll go out on a limb now, and I'll say this. We talk about, and we alluded to it at the top of the show. I mentioned that the connections that we have to Tampa and our history. Right. Ricky T. Parnell, our Deep South correspondent, who is, I think, local now.
I think so.
I think he's here. And probably watching tonight. Ricky has those very same wonderful memories.
That we did.
And you can see why. I mean, his grandmother owned a store. So he was working at his grandmother's store from the time he was 7, 8, 9 years old.
Exactly.
He was helping people out to the car with their groceries. All those stories, all those wonderful times. I mean, that's pretty good stuff. And you know what? Ricky's one of those cats that he remembers in infinitesimal detail, just like we do.
Oh.
Just like we do.
Yeah, incredible.
So, Ricky, great. Thanks for sharing that photograph. Thanks for sharing your story. And I wish we had a Bolita number for you tonight. So why don't you call in and tell us your Bolita number, or just send it to us in an email. We're almost, we just blew right past the halfway point of the point of our show, and we've got a little video that we want to show you. We showed it to you last week, and it was great, actually.
This one's a little different, though. This is not the one that...
Did you do some editing?
Yes.
Okay, so it's not going to be the one with the funny part at the beginning?
Not the funny part, actually.
I'm leaning. Well,
that was hilarious, though.
Okay, so this is the sponsor commercial, correct?
It is.
Okay, and on the backside, we still have the other video as well? Tampa, not from Tampa Bay?
Oh, we don't have that one.
No.
No, we don't have that one.
Why didn't you connect those two?
Well,
they should always be connected.
Well, I don't know about that. Well, that is true. That is true.
I mean,
but not along with the commercial, the sponsor.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
that
from now on,
that was separate.
And we're doing a little production here on live TV.
We'll do it next time.
So from now on, link those two. So that way we can have...
It'll be constant.
Yeah.
I need to update that anyway.
Do you?
Yeah, I got to change the fish picture, so.
Oh, I like the fish picture.
Well, I'm going to add
We'll get a bigger fish.
Yeah.
Okay, but so... because we want to show that.
Exactly.
That's a general reminder every week.
So
that we're Tampa.
Remember that it's Tampa, not Tampa Bay.
Okay, and we want to say hello to our sponsors as well. So we'll go ahead and on the backside, we see you there, caller. Please stand by. We're going to take your call as soon as we come back. This is Erica. This is video number 3, our sponsor video. Ladies and gentlemen, please enjoy. Hi, Tampa Native Show fans. Mario Nunez here. I'd like to say thank you, one and all, to our fans, our sponsors, for your contributions and your donations. Without your generosity, this show would not be possible. There are our sponsor logos right there on the screen. We'd like to encourage you to visit our sponsors on our website. Click that sponsor tab. Get over there and visit our sponsors. Better than that, get in your car and drive over and see our sponsors and tell them the Tampa Native Show sent you. There's no better time to be a fan or a sponsor of the Tampa Native Show. Visit our website and get in touch with us real soon. We'd love to hear from you. www.tampanativeshow.com. Can't wait to see you soon. Salute and happy days. Ladies and gentlemen, as will happen here in the Tampa Native Show, live on TV in real time.
In person.
Look what happened. Darling?
I was out pondering a few things and thinking things over, and I had a little bit of a revelation. And the revelation is this. I believe that I was actually experiencing Tampa life before either one of you two guys.
Excuse me?
So I actually have more memories than either one of you about Tampa and growing up.
She makes a good point.
That's very true.
That is true. But I'm here, and I'm going to be here, and I appreciate the people that might be calling in about South Tampa. It was a great place to grow up, and I enjoyed my youth.
Any truth, darling, any truth at all, while you were MIA, missing in action? Any truth to the rumor at all that you were seen on Bayshore Boulevard yelling at the cars, or
no? But that's a great idea. But I would never be kicking devil crabs anywhere.
Okay, all right.
So
maybe with a little hot sauce, just to taste the devil crabs.
I would be eating them, but I would
not
be
the devil crabs. Okay, well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. The 15-minute girl is back where she is. I can relinquish my duties. Thank you, darling. And we're so sorry for everything.
Hey.
We just, but we.
You know what? Here's how I feel about it. There's many areas, many neighborhoods all over Tampa, and we all have our own stories, and they're not all the same.
They're all
different.
For
one thing, I don't think either one of you ever experienced going to a football game on a train, did you?
No.
Well, I did, more than once.
Damn, she got us again, that 15-minute girl.
So, I got here before both of you.
Yes, you did. And she's not going to let us forget it either.
That's right.
Train ride. Where'd you go, darling? Talk to us a little bit about that train ride, and then we'll take this call real quick.
We went to Winter Haven.
Okay.
It was a train game, and it was a big party, and there and back, and there were chaperones, but they were fun people.
Sound like fun, though.
It was a blast.
Oh, man.
Do you have any pictures of that?
No.
Nobody had a camera.
Nobody
had cameras back then.
Huh?
Nowadays, everybody has a camera.
I know.
Well, thank you, darling.
We have a call?
And welcome back to the set.
Thank you.
Yes.
Ready to do our thing?
Good to see you back.
All right.
Thank you.
Caller on line 4. Let's do this, Stevie. Hey, we're back together, man. Look at the band's back together.
The crew's here.
Caller, you're on the air with the Tampa Native Show. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Hello, Mario. This is Anthony Messina.
This is Anthony Messina.
Yes.
Hey, have you called the show before?
I have never called the show.
There you go, Mr. Messina. How are you, sir?
I've been good, and hello to Steve, and now that Sally's back too. Marilyn and I are watching the show, and something is driving us crazy.
Talk
and we
to
were
me.
hoping that you could answer it.
Okay.
There used to be, I believe, a Chinese but Oriental type restaurant on the corner of Gandy Boulevard and South Del Mabry, and we think it was called the Pagoda. But we're not absolutely sure, and watching the show about the old businesses in Tampa, and Sally being from South Tampa, maybe she remembers it.
I remember Llama's restaurant.
Llama's, that's what it is.
Yeah, that's cool.
See, that's why we have her here. That's why.
That's great, okay.
That was my neighborhood.
That answers the question, but that's been gone for a long time.
It has.
I forgot all about that, too.
And I don't know what happened to your programming, but that the television, the transmission just cut off at my house about 2 minutes ago.
Uh-oh. On the TV?
Yeah, on the TV.
On what channel?
I'm not quite sure what happened to you guys.
Bright House or Verizon?
Let me ask you this, because we are inside the studio. We don't know what's going on outside meteorologically speaking. Is there any kind of a storm, electrical storm going on right now?
It's a little cloudy. We live in Carrollwood, but...
so you're not watching us on TV. You're talking to me, obviously, on the phone, but you no image on the screen?
I can't see it. I don't know what's going on otherwise, but lo and behold, y'all just went off the air.
Okay, well, we'll get our technical staff. We've got about 30 minutes minutes to go on the show. Thank you for letting us know, Anthony.
Thank you for your call,
and
Anthony.
thank you for your call.
South
We
Tampa call.
appreciate that.
Welcome, and thank you, Sally, for remembering the llamas.
You're
There
welcome.
you go. Very good. Did we get your Bolita
Take
number,
care.
Anthony?
How about 43?
43 is
That's
taken.
taken.
Because
Okay, Sally says it's taken. I heard
How
it.
about 44?
How about 27?
27.
might be available.
It's available.
27 is available. Anthony, with any luck at all tonight, you're liable to win 200 milliliters of cold-pressed olive oil or infused balsamic vinegar from Joe & Sons.
Which is delicious, by the way.
That would be great.
Which is wonderful.
Heard all about that place.
Wonderful place.
That's
We love you
hilarious.
guys.
Thank you, Anthony. Thank you so much.
Thank
All right,
you.
bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
That was good.
That was
Funny.
fantastic.
And I knew that you'd remember that, darling.
Yes.
Was it the Llamas Club?
Llamas.
Or just Llamas?
And,
Just
and it
Llamas.
kind of looked like an Asian type
pagoda.
restaurant.
Yeah, it was,
It
yeah.
did.
That's why
It did.
everybody probably referred to it as a pagoda, because I believe it had
Yes.
that pagoda
It
Yes,
sure
it
did.
did.
It sure did.
Yep.
That was
Very good. Our South Tampa, our resident South
And
Tampa
finally,
experts in the
thank
house.
you
South
very
Tampa
much.
call.
Yeah. Got a
That's great.
caller on line 5, and we hope that whatever happened to our feed gets rectified.
Corrected, yeah.
We have a caller?
Certainly, I'm sure they're scrambling currently to figure out exactly what's going on. We had a caller, but the caller went away.
Okay.
Okay, we are
okay.
off the air currently, huh?
Wow.
Yep. So,
Well, you know, Mario, I was going to
Yeah.
mention too. This whole show last week and this week is all about really how this even started was about the big box stores.
Yes.
How and when Tampa went from the little mom and pops.
are you
to-
rehearsing this?
to big
Because
box?
if nobody's watching us right now, nobody's going to see your rant.
Well, we are
Well,
recording, right?
yeah, that's true.
So
That's right.
That's true.
someone
That's right.
can
Well,
see it on the replay.
Well, no, it's a discussion really. I mean,
Yeah.
it was. I think it was back in the late '70s to the early '80s.
Okay.
You know, Tampa started growing.
Yes.
More people were coming here.
Yes.
So as Tampa grew, businesses grew.
Yes.
And then everything grew.
Yes.
And about that time, I might say the early '80s, there was more like an advertising campaign of bigger is better. There was more of an appeal to consumption.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then of all things, this new term, supersize.
Oh,
Supersize
yeah.
everything.
Super size.
I mean, why buy a hamburger when you have a Big Mac? Why have a cheeseburger when you can get a Whopper?
Hold that thought, Stevie. I'm just going to throw in there for you, darling. When we first moved to Texas in
Yes.
the
Oh,
late
I
80s,
remember. Yeah.
there was what they called, and we were freaked out about
Yeah, we
this.
were.
Remember the store was called Hypermart,
Hypermart.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
which
Which
preceded
was just like Walmart.
it preceded
Yeah.
Walmart's
That was.
Superstore.
And now
but
what
they
year was
had
that?
everything.
Remember?
Yeah,
What
I
era was that?
remember. Yeah.
What era was that? Would you say?
This was
80s.
Yeah, this was the late 80s.
That's
This
about
was
the time.
1989,
Yes.
That's about the time. Yeah, throughout the '80s.
Hypermart.
Well, in fact, not so much.
Remember
not
that?
not
Yes,
only
I do.
Hypermart, but what about when did a store have to go from a store to a depot? You know, why did
Right.
Why did it have to
Right.
go?
Yeah.
Why did it have to be a warehouse? Like remember Silk Warehouse?
Yeah.
Yes.
I
Buy
do.
plants?
Of course.
It's still there. I
You just
think.
want to go buy. Well, the
Look
building.
into the camera. When
The
you,
building.
See, I want to know that pat.
Well-
Let's bring Stevie up in his one shot.
Well, the
and
building-
Steve, let that passion rip, buddy.
Well, the building's still there.
Yes.
The Silk Warehouse.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you just want to go buy a plant, you just go to a plant store. Why do you have to go to,
A
go to a Silk
nursery.
Warehouse?
A nursery.
And I mean, you don't need a whole jungle. You just need one plant. You know.
very,
Right.
very good.
But mainly, that's what happened. It was everything was supersized, and then I mentioned why buy a cheeseburger when you can buy a Whopper? Well, everything became Whoppers at that point.
Yeah.
Cars became Whoppers. Cars got bigger. Houses
Yes.
became Whoppers. They
Yeah.
got huge.
People got bigger.
Right.
Look at the size of houses
Everything.
now.
Everything did. It
Yeah.
was all bigger is better.
Yeah.
Well,
it's,
then,
it's not though.
and guess what followed that? Faster.
Yeah.
Yes.
So bigger,
Yeah.
bigger, and faster.
Yeah.
So faster servers, drive-throughs, fast foods, microwaves. Everything was faster, and it was almost more. It was like adding another layer of laziness, basically.
Correct.
Basically, really. what
Correct.
happened. So
Correct.
you had convenience stores became a means of really just a little more laziness. And
Does
now
anyone remember, Steve, when the stores were open, when the 7-Eleven was open from 7
Just
to 11?
7 to 11,
Yes.
right.
Hence the name.
Who's going to buy anything at 3 in the morning? Do
Exactly.
you need something at 3 in the morning?
People weren't out at 3 in the morning.
Criminals are out
Right.
at 3 in the morning to hold up the people that work at the 7-Eleven, forgive me.
Well, not only that, I mean, now you go into, let's say, when you went to Lindsay Lumber to buy lumber, you would go in there, buy what you want, get it off the shelf. Now you go into one of the big box stores, the lumber stores, you have to ask for directions. You need a map almost.
You
in
do.
fact, that's why Scotty's had an information desk, because
Yes.
you had to ask for directions, basically, on which aisle to go to get your item.
Yep.
The only place that's still a little reminiscent of the mom and pop stores of yesteryear that are in that genre of Home Depot, Lowe's,
Right.
Peninsula Lumber, Lindsay Lumber, what was the other one that we talked about? Scotty's.
Scotty's,
Okay,
yeah.
is
Ace Hardware,
Ace, and Ace is
Ace
the
Hardware.
place
for the helpful
For the
hardware
help-
man.
with the helpful hardware man.
Right.
Okay? And that place still exists.
Yes.
Okay?
Right.
And it's kind of still
Old-timey-ish.
Ish.
Yeah.
Ish.
Yeah.
You know, like you
And
go
it's refreshing
there.
to go in there, actually.
It can
has
be
things
on
that
a hot
you
day with the air
probably wouldn't find
conditioning.
anywhere
It
else.
can be, yes.
Yeah.
But you know, I mean, but I don't know why. I feel like when I come out of there, I want to eat a Bluebell ice cream cone. You know what I mean? Because sometimes this feels like that.
And
It
they
feels
play country
homey.
music in there,
They
too.
play CW, so that's probably
Yeah.
why. But it feels homey, and that's what the mom and pops provided for us. Not just that.
Yeah.
But they were the first ones to extend any type of credit.
Yeah.
You know, before anybody knew what a credit card was, you would sign a book. You know, parents knew each other. You'd go home. Mom sent me over here. She needs me to get a hammer because our hammer broke, and she's hanging up the pictures. And okay, take that. They put you down for the $2,
Right.
and you paid on payday. So you know, and to me, we said this earlier last week. The mom and pop stores were vested in the community.
They were.
Yeah.
They had a real interest in the community with which they provided service to
Right.
to thrive. So they did a great job, as well as they could possibly do, to make sure that their customers were satisfied.
Yeah, and a lot of the customers almost like family.
They were like family. They were like family, let's face it. And I think when that started to go away, so too did the illusion. I hate to use
kind
that
of the
phrasing.
personal care and
Well, everything that we hold
Yeah.
near and dear
Right.
about that time
Yeah.
period in our lives, when people looked after each other and when things were special. Now, that's not to say that you can't recapture that, or that maybe as the pendulum swings as far as it can in one direction,
swing back.
then it comes back. Because I
That
think
may
what
happen.
you're seeing now is it's the life cycle of a plant. You know, there's a seedling, the plant breaks the ground, and then it becomes a beautiful tree, and then it bears fruit. And then there's the seedling.
Starts
and there's
all
the-
over again.
And then it ripens, and then it rots, and then it starts all over again. Well, I think what's happening now is you're seeing perhaps a fondness for looking back to smaller, more intimate businesses.
Right.
Because people, it's impersonal. You go into the Home Depot.
It is.
You go into the Home Depot,
Yeah.
and you know, maybe you just want to go to the paint store. Maybe you just want to go to a store that just sells paint.
well, they still have those.
Tanner Paints comes to
Sherwin
mind.
Williams.
exactly.
and-
Sherwin-Williams,
Yeah.
80 years in business,
Yeah.
in Tampa. But you understand? I mean, when you went
Or-
to Steve says this Hook and Holsinger, you want to stay that
Yeah,
way, Steve?
well,
Go
I was going
ahead.
to say, yeah, you might want to just buy one pencil or one eraser or one ruler, not a bag of 50.
Right.
You know? So why can't we go back to those days,
Yeah.
really?
Now I'll flip all the cards and I'll give you the last one, and then you guys can just mull this over. Why do I got to buy 24 rolls of toilet paper?
Oh yeah, Costco.
I just
Sam's
need 3
Club.
rolls, maybe one. Remember when you could go in and Scott Tissue, you could buy 1 roll of.
Yes.
Toilet
Well,
tissue?
sometimes you can.
Remember that, Steve?
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Just one. I don't have a warehouse in my house to store all of this.
And going back to the bigger and better thing, I mean, the trend also back in, and I guess it started in the 80s. Remember
Sure.
the movie theaters? First it was Twin Base 2, then
Well,
Horizon
yeah,
Part
you-
4.
First you had the
Yes.
movie theater.
Right, the theater.
Okay,
Right,
then when it started to break up, it's like go ahead.
Twin Base 2.
2.
Right.
Then you had
4.
Horizon Part 4, Varsity 6,
6.
University 8.
8.
No, University 8, and then University 16.
Yeah.
Then Veterans 24.
Wait a minute, but
Right.
we missed 8.
I mean, where do you
Where
stop?
was 8?
Oh, that was University 8
No.
and 16.
No.
I think they expanded.
Somebody please call in and tell
Horizon
Steve
Park.
where it was.
Wait a minute.
What was Horizon Park?
Somebody please call in and
4.
tell Steve where
Horizon
the
Park
8
4.
theaters was. He got the 2 right, Twin Base.
Mission
He
Bell.
got the 4.
I got Varsity right.
Oh, sorry.
Uh-oh.
Mission Bell.
Oh, Mission
The
Bell, you're right.
15-minute girl
You're right.
got us again.
That's right. I forgot all about
Mission
that.
Bell,
Yeah.
remember?
That's right.
2,
That was at my
4,
mom's house.
6, 8. Forget about
But
it.
where does that stop? I mean, how many theaters do we need?
I think
No.
you need one complex that has 160 theaters.
No.
And you go in and there's room for 2 people.
No.
That's called your living room, right? You see what I mean? It's bizarre. But sometimes bigger is not better, man.
No, it's not.
You know,
It's not.
sometimes bigger is not better. I liked it when it was personal. I liked it when if you had a situation that required management.
Or
and
an
you
usher. How about that?
Usher
They don't have ushers at the
with a
theaters
flashlight
anymore.
to
Yeah.
clear your seat.
Yeah.
Not so much.
Don't say that anymore.
All right, let's go. We got a call on
Anyway.
4. All right, wonderful. Thank you.
But-
Thank you for indulging us for just a minute on that little bit of a rant.
Yeah.
Steve's been working on this for a little while
Well,
now.
it's been bugging me really. So
Bugs
But
all
I
of
think
us.
it's also what makes Tampa and our fondness and our remembrances
Yeah.
so special, because it was like that.
Yes, it was. Small town.
Caller, you're on the air with the Tampa Native Show. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Hi, Mario. This is Judy Testa.
Oh,
Hi,
this is
Judy.
Judy Testa. You know, we had a call from a gentleman earlier named Philip Testa. By chance, any relation?
Let me think. I'm not, yeah, yeah. I think I'm married to him.
That guy. Hi, Judy.
Very
How
nice
are you?
guy, yes.
I'm fine. I know. I'm a first-time caller, and
So ring that bell.
That's for you, darling.
15-minute girl. The show's not the same without you.
Oh,
you go.
thank you, Judy.
That's
There you
another
go.
bill.
You're so
I know this
sweet.
is not a South Tampa mom and pop, but I tell you what, I really miss the Whaley's Market.
Oh,
Oh,
yes,
yes.
Whaley's Market. Who doesn't remember that?
Whaley's.
Yes,
Ah, it was just
absolutely.
a place where you went to a trusted place.
Yep,
They had the best stuff.
they did. You're right.
And they would tell you when the tomatoes were coming in, and they would tell you when everything was
Yeah.
fresh, and you knew. You just knew.
Whaley's Market. That's great.
Yeah,
they knew you by name.
and I really, and you know, they were in business up until just recently.
Correct.
That's
We,
true.
we saw
Yes.
that in the paper
Yeah.
when they ultimately folded everything, and it was an institution. Those businesses were
They were, yeah.
institutions.
It was, and I just think we owe them a little ring of the bell because they
absolutely.
lasted so long.
Yes.
There it is, Judy.
Yes.
You're right. You're right.
Great call.
And I know it's not South Tampa, but
But I remember Whaley's Market.
Sure.
everybody I think
Yes.
felt like it was a home place to go,
Absolutely.
and they knew that they would be done right there.
That's right. That's
Like Hutto's Corner. I mean, a place like that where
Yeah.
you were so familiar, and it was a meeting place, and
They had everything you needed.
People had their
Yeah.
regular routines, their weekly routines, and it included a stop at Whaley's.
Yep.
Exactly. Hutto's Market, and let me tell you a little secret here.
Okay.
My brother did go out on a couple dates with Janine Hutto.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Breaking news. Breaking news. This just in.
I mean, they were my brother went to Hillsborough High School.
Sure.
Yeah.
And she did too. So it was just I think just a friendship. But,
Yeah.
no.
Well, we have a
Fun.
couple more
Nothing wrong with
photos
that.
tonight of Hutto's, so stand
Anyway,
by.
my husband already gave you our Bolito number.
That's right.
So
Well, you can
You
give
can
us
have
one
your
too.
own.
He's got his. You can have yours.
You can
I
have
can
your
get
own.
one?
Sure.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Is 42 available?
Maybe take it
I don't
over.
think so.
42 is taken.
Yeah, try again.
41, 40.
Okay, let's go with 45.
There it is.
Okay,
That's
Judy.
free.
Thank you, Judy. Thanks so
Thank
much
you
for your
so
call.
much for calling.
First
I
time caller.
appreciate you and PJ so much.
Yep.
Okay.
And you know what? May I say this, Judy, because you offered such a wonderful compliment to my better half.
Wife of 33 years.
Yes, my better half. That the show would not be the same without her. The show would not be the same without Mr. Testa.
That's true.
And his love and his and always
his family.
and his caring. So thank you so much.
Okay, keep that seat filled 15 minutes.
I will. Thank you, Judy.
Okay.
I'm gonna get a seatbelt and keep her locked in there. That's what I'm gonna do.
Okay.
Tell PJ I really liked his running down Bayshore.
That was great.
That was great.
Okay.
Thanks, Judy.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye bye. That's good stuff.
Hey, what do you guys think about this?
Yeah,
we have
need to
so
show
many
that photo
photos.
because
Yeah.
look, an hour and a half. And
Maybe-
it's-
Time is almost.
Yeah, let's
at
start.
that
Well,
point.
you want to do the? Let's do numbers 5. This will be Cynthia Tamargo.
Okay, Cynthia Tamargo, I'll read that
5,
one.
6,
sure.
7.
Okay, call for those pictures. Let me read this. Cynthia, if you're out there, here's your time to shine. Look at that photograph right there. Cynthia Tamargo writes in and says, D. Valdez Grocery and Feed. And that's another thing.
Yeah,
There were
feed
feed
stores.
stores.
Yeah.
Feed stores. D. Valdez Grocery and Feed became La Loma Grocery and Restaurant before 1910 and was housed in this building, which also served as a boarding house for the Celestino Vega and Garcia and Vega. I think that should be Garcia, no? Garcia and Vega, both Vegas, cousins of my grandfather's cigar factories. The building was torn down in 1968, and the current building that houses La Loma was built. So the La Loma Grocery has existed since at least 1910, according to the Tampa City Directory of 1910. And it's probably Garcia.
Do you know where La Loma was? Did she say where it was?
Well, it says right here.
Yeah.
It says the building was also served as a boarding house,
I
and
don't think you said that.
Ybor City, but I'm not sure the
no,
exact
no.
location.
Was it Ybor City or was it West Tampa?
You know,
I don't know.
it's
My
not
grandparents,
sure.
Dionisio Valdez Vega and Maria Torano Valdez, circa 1903. Here
Oh,
it is,
corner.
corner of Cordelia and Armenia.
Oh,
See?
Central Tampa.
Corner
It
of
wasn't
West Tampa.
Ybor
That's the
City.
heart
That's
of
right.
West Tampa.
That's right.
Yeah.
Cordelia and Armenia.
That's very
First
cool.
building that burned down around 1908, we think. So, wow, talk about
great.
history. And we know that Cynthia Tamargo has been very active recently. posting to a Facebook page all about the history of Los Asturianos and the immigrants, Spanish immigrants from España that came here. You know, Cynthia, if you're out there watching, and we know that you are, you might just keep a Thursday open here in the next season, because we'd love to have you come on the show with us and discuss some of that history.
That'd be fantastic.
Yeah, we know you and Maura Barrios know a great deal about our history, and if we can get Dan Perez to come on here, well, what a great conversation the 5 of us, 6 of us could have here in studio. Thank you, Cynthia, for sending us those photographs.
Great photos.
Yep.
While we're at it,
yes,
since I am the 15-minute girl, or the 15-minute lady, or the 15-minute woman, I'm all of those. It is now 15 minutes till the end of the show.
Where did it go? This was an hour-and-a-half show, too.
I don't know. I just got here.
Okay. All right, she did. In fact, she did.
We have to go fast with these
I'm
photos.
out of breath. Okay, Stevie, let's go.
This is number 8 and 9, if we will. This is Hutto's Corner.
Okay.
And of course, we had a couple of different ones last week. This is owned by was owned by Mark Boker. And I want to thank Mark and Debbie Boker for sending these to us.
Thank you, Mark.
Look at this. This is the inside. How about that?
Oh, that's inside. Yes.
That's cool. You can see they have just about everything you need. You know, you can buy plants, food, eggs, scachata.
That looks like the food counter
Double
there.
crab, everything.
Lunch counter.
Amazing photos.
The other picture looked like the 60s because some of those cars were.
Now, picture of the week. What we'll do is we'll roll on to the number 10, 11, and 12. This is from a USF library. Thanks to Andy Hughes, Special Collections.
Where's that?
Now, this is, you know, he didn't give me much information on this. I got these today, late today, so I didn't have much time.
It's right next door to a house.
Demi's Market, Ybor City.
Demi's Market is still
That's
there.
still
That
there.
building is still
That
there.
building's still there.
7th Avenue. Go back to the picture just before that one, if you would, Erica. Can you read the street sign at all?
It's a number.
It is, isn't it? That's Ybor City.
24th or something.
Yep.
Yeah.
Golly, I know
Remember
somebody out there.
And look at the marker on the street.
No, I know somebody out there is looking at that going, I know where that is, exactly.
And if somebody knows,
please call us. We've got a few minutes left.
Or emails too, at showtampanadas.com.
Bernardo's, is that what that is?
Yeah, Bernardo's Grocery.
Oh, please, somebody call us and tell us where that is. Somebody out there is watching.
And then number 12 is interesting. It's the Tampa Bay Boulevard grocery store.
Oh, cool.
Tampa Bay, what does it say? Yeah,
Boulevard Grocery. Yeah, I think that's still there as well, that building.
Station. That looks familiar.
Yeah, it does. It looks like it's right down the street from Amaryllis.
It does.
To be quite honest with you.
Ice cream.
And then this goes to show that, you know, there's still mom and pops around.
Yes.
And
Davis Island's Pharmacy.
Davis Island Pharmacy. And the young lady in the picture really helps enhance the photo as well.
Yes, it does. And that's also the workplace of one of our biggest fans and contributors. Davian Benito. I believe Davian Benito works for Davis Island's Pharmacy.
I lived on Davis Island once upon a time.
Now, in honor of Anthony and Marilyn Messina.
There you go.
We got some Joe and Sons photos here. Look at the prices there, 19 cents.
That's kind of hard to believe, knowing what we pay now, isn't it?
I know.
Now, that's a counter before they had those electronic belts that moved everything along.
I like what it says at the bottom, dependable home remedies.
Beautiful.
Now, where do you see that?
And I like the cashier with a cigar in his mouth. That's fantastic.
Beautiful. Look at that store.
Look at all the flowers.
Look at that. That's the Joe and Sons Market.
How pretty.
Complete.
Yeah.
Everything. And I bet that's bringing back some wonderful memories.
Yeah.
I bet that's bringing back some amazing memories.
Does that say mullet, 21 cents? Fresh mullet.
I believe it does.
I think that does. Wow. Fish is expensive nowadays.
Wow.
Now, a couple more photos we have here. Really interesting. I never knew this place even existed. This is from Andy Hughes, again, from the USF Special Collection.
Thank you, Andy.
And that's an amazing photo. You have anything to say about that,
Yeah,
Mark?
I do. There's something that, this photo here, you might not be able to see it on your television, but we're going to have this photograph enlarged and on our website. Well, not only does it jump out at you, that fabulous neon sign there, it draws your eye, which was probably a Cinchette special, no doubt about it. And it also radio sales and service. This is where you went to get your radio repaired or you purchased your radio.
Who does that now?
But when you do get a chance to see this picture up close, pay special close attention to that window above and to the right there.
It's like somebody's in there.
It does look like somebody's in there,
Yes.
but when you look closely at that, that's not a somebody at all.
Really?
That, I believe, we're going to have to turn over to our resident ghost expert, Joe Howden. I think that's an apparition of sorts because it doesn't. It looks like the Scream mask of those movies.
It's spooky.
It's very, very spooky. It doesn't look like it. Looks like a face, but not.
You know what? I got the email today from Andy Hughes. I saw it. I enlarged it right away, and I emailed him back and said, Andy, I think there's a ghost in that upper window.
Yeah,
because it's very, very creepy.
We will try to.
I can't wait to take that ghost tour.
But It's
We'll
either,
have that photograph.
It's either someone making a gag about the whole thing because they knew Robertson Fresh was going to be out there that day, or maybe it was in October and it was a Halloween costume, or it was something else. But
no, that's a Scream mask, and the Scream mask.
Strange.
Even though the Scream painting was around, I don't think the Scream mask.
No, they weren't.
Was around.
No, I don't think they were.
So let's just put in Photoshop. I don't think Dan Perez could do that with Photoshop.
Well, that just came today, straight from USF Special Collections.
I like what it says on the neon sign: Radio Bargain
Well,
Shop.
you know what it says? It says radio repairing here. And they'll test your radio tubes as well for free.
On the wall?
On the wall. Mm-hmm. Radio repairing.
The sign says the Radio Bargain Shop.
Yes,
what a great simple time.
But that's what they do. If you want to have your
great simple time.
If your radio's acting up, you take it to the radio.
Let's talk about
shop.
this, Stevie.
This is the inside of that store.
Radios.
Wow!
Now look at those radios. I mean,
that's 1930s.
My grandpa had one of those radios.
That's 1930s.
Look how much it's changed. Everything's gotten smaller as far as electronics go.
You can wear that radio on your wrist now.
Now, how about this?
The home
of the Cuban store. This is the Cuba.
Where was that?
This was on 7th Avenue, I believe.
Oh, cool. What does it say up at the top of the building?
The Cuban Market, actually, is what it says.
You see where it's up on
Yeah,
the top?
I think it's a proper name.
It's the name of something,
it's the name of the building.
I can't read it.
But it's an amazing photo. The home of the bananas.
I love all those old buildings.
Wow,
incredible.
We have such an amazing history, Stevie. We don't
Don't
want
we
to leave
though?
anything out.
And there's so many
Make
more
sure that we
photos out
covered
there.
everybody tonight. Make sure that
sure you leave time
everybody
for the
got a couple.
yeah, we're going to do our drawing in just a
couple more
minutes.
bulleted
more
numbers.
darling.
Yeah, we sure
Okay.
do.
Numbers.
TV came live again. Dan Perez.
Good.
Marilyn says the same thing. Mike Beluha.
Mike Beluha.
Elvis has left the building.
Elvis.
He said we lost the show signal for about 10 minutes. Anyway, my bulleted number is 13 or 33. Are those available?
13
6 minutes,
for
30,
Cindy
13
or Mike?
33.
That's for Mike, one of the
Mike.
two. Cindy's is 18 or 40.
Okay, 18 for Cindy.
Don't forget to mention Anthony's Groceries, Tony's on the corner of Spruce and Lincoln, a staple in West Tampa for many, many years.
Yes.
Next to Lazo's.
Yes.
Another classic mom and pop. Right down the street from West Tampa Little League and across from McFarland Park. And Marlene Marceta Lee, actually.
Yes.
Beta Bay Hardware, still on Beta Bay.
Oh,
go
yeah,
there
I remember Beta Bay Hardware.
where I can't
There's
find
South
it.
Tampa,
There's
baby.
another
Yay.
one. Another one representing South Tampa.
Thank you, Marlene.
Thank you, Marlene.
But anyway, hers, also when I need a question answered about my 105-year-old house, she goes there for advice. I don't
Sure.
think we have a bulleted number for Marlene, though. Oh, no, 19.
19 is available.
Missing the hat. Both of you need one. Missing salad.
Oh, Marlene likes that hat.
Thank you, Marlene.
There's a ring for that hat,
And,
baby.
Here's one
Maybe
other.
we should all wear hats one day.
We'd have a hat show.
We would have the hat show.
Emmett Calhoun.
Emmett Calhoun.
The Hillsborough 8 was the 8.
Hillsborough was it?
Hillsborough
Yeah,
8.
on East Hillsborough Avenue.
Okay.
No, on Hillsborough, east of Del Mabry, that is.
Okay, yes.
And let's see, we have
Number?
another one.
When it broke down, because it was the big theater for a while.
Jack Buckley, Tampa Businesses. I have a correction for Steve.
Okay.
The Lowe's Austin Cinema Theater was a 2-screen theater. That's right. Twin Bays was a 4-screen theater, as well as Horizon Park 4. The University Theater was originally a 4-screen theater.
We can count on our fans.
How about this? This is very detailed. The Varsity Theater and the Mission Bell Square 8 Theater. There was also a 2-screen theater at the Tampa Bay Center. Another one.
That's
3-screen
that's right.
East Lake Mall.
Hold that
Wow.
thought.
And
we
he's
got
got
a
a few more.
first-time caller. Emmett, thank you so much
That's
for that.
amazing.
We
Hi,
got
Emmett.
first-time caller. We're going to get to this real quick, and we're going to get to our Bolita drawing. We don't want to leave anybody out here on the Tampa Native Show. Caller, tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Oh, yes.
You're on.
Oh, yeah. Hey,
Hey.
this is Preston Hare.
Hi,
Hey, Preston, thank you so much for calling. And why did you
Hey.
wait so late to call us, Preston?
Well, I'm sorry. I just got home from work,
Okay,
and I'm recording this.
okay.
And to be honest with you, I just wanted to see the 15-minute lady.
Oh,
There she
thank
is.
you, Preston.
Thank you so much, and you're going to be really surprised when you watch the replay. I'll just leave it at that. She
right.
just got here. There's a backstory to that. Preston, we've got to let you go because we've got to get our Bolita drawing taken care of.
Do you have
Tell
a
us your number. 1 to 75.
Okay. Oh, how about 44?
44.
44.
It's open.
44 is open. And
It's
Preston,
yours.
all first-time callers here on the Tampa Native Show,
Get a bell ring.
get one of those rings.
And I'll
that's
give
just
you
for
a
you.
hug next time I see you at King Corona.
There you go. Thanks, Preston. Thanks
Nice
for your
name.
call.
Love your show.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. We appreciate you.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Bye-bye.
Oh,
Grab
55. 55 for, it would be Jack Buckley.
All right. 4
Jack
minutes
Buckley.
to go. We're going to have to put a stop on the numbers now.
I think that's it.
Okay, good.
Jack
55
Buckley,
Jack Buckley.
right?
All right,
Okay.
baby. Steve, you want to draw?
Yeah.
Yeah, let
Okay.
Steve
All right,
draw.
let Stevie draw. This is for 200 milliliters, folks. 200 milliliters. We're going to tell you about it next week's show. 200 milliliters of Cold pressed olive oil or infused balsamic vinegar from Joe and Son.
This might be a direct hit, I'm not sure, but 23.
23, I believe, is a direct hit. Ladies and gentlemen, 23 direct hit.
Negative.
Oh,
okay.
That would be Marlene Macedo.
Marlene, get over there to Joe and Sons and get you some olive oil.
Number 7.
Number
Oh,
7.
well, lucky number 7.
Gee, I wonder who
know
number
who that
7
is.
is.
That's going to be
Keitha
Abidi, winner of this week's Rico Caragoligo Coffee.
Rico. She has a lot of coffee, doesn't
Congrats.
And next will be
funny.
for our I Remember
Congrats.
Tampa shirt. Stevie, here, get in there, man.
Ready?
Get in there. Dig deep, man. Dig deep.
A little deeper this time.
There we go. I Remember Tampa.
Oh, this is a big number.
The way she used to be.
53.
53. Oh, right on the money, Rose Durant.
Rose Durant,
Rose
53.
is lucky, isn't she?
Congratulations, Rose.
2 minutes and 15 seconds to go. We're going to get there. You know, we always do.
We'll make
and
it.
this is for our grand prize, which is our newest shirt, which will be available here shortly. I think, Stevie, we need to go to Brocado's one Saturday.
We do.
In the near future. One Saturday. We'll be there. We'll make an announcement. If you'd like to come get one of these shirts, please do. All proceeds go, of course, to helping us here at the Tampa Native Show. Beautiful shirt. Grand prize. Stevie, get in there.
Let's
man.
go. Let's go. And we'll get a sandwich while we're there.
Grand prize. There's that booth. Look at
Number
Dora.
is
Look at Erica.
58, another high number.
Number 58.
Dale Kimball.
Dale Kimball.
Kimball, 56.
Booyah. Oh, I can't ring my bell with my paper there. There you go, Dale. So we'll get together with you, man. We'll got your shirt. We'll get it to you. Let us know how we can get that to you. Wow.
Zip, zip, zip.
15-minute girl. Don't leave us again, darling.
I know.
She says that, but we don't trust her, man. I don't trust her as far as I
You
can
have to get
throw
that
her.
seatbelt, like you said.
I'm going to get that seatbelt. I'm going to tie her, put some restraint tape around
that's
that.
not happening.
We'll tape her.
What
to
are we
the
going to talk
chair.
about next week, man?
You know what?
Look right into that
I
camera
know,
right
it's
there and
gonna
tell
be
these nice folks.
Jimmy the Pony. Everybody,
Jimmy the Pony.
Everybody has a
Great
Jimmy the
show.
Pony story.
We're going to do a Jimmy the Pony show.
Should be fun.
Steve will put together a montage video of all those photographs
that's
you
right.
guys have sent in. And if you haven't sent in your Jimmy the Pony photo,
Get it in.
send it in.
We know you
They're
have
so
them.
cute.
Send it in. We know you have it at home. Hey, man, did you have fun tonight?
Yes, I did.
Did you have fun tonight?
Oh, I had a blast. Had a
It
blast.
was good. It was good.
And I liked my revelation that I've actually been here longer than either.
That
one
was a
of
good
you,
revelation.
so-
When did you come
And
up with
it's
that?
true. Well, I was
While
out
she was out there
pondering
running
things.
up and down Bayshore, man.
Kicking the crab?
I would never kick him.
Listen, get another shot of the booth there real quick. Hold that right there. Get another shot of the booth. We'd like to say thank you, hello, Dory, for being there answering the phones for us tonight.
Hi,
And thank you,
guys.
Erica,
Thank
for
you,
sitting in for
Erica.
Eric Cups tonight. You know, here we are.
Here we are.
Bring it up, guys.
Let's go.
Let me just say that on behalf of my better half, the 15-minute girl, and of course, Tampa Steve, I'm Mario Nunez. This is the Tampa Native Show. Salud and happy days. We love you, Tampa.
Yes, we do.
See you next week.
Jimmy the Pony next week.
I can't wait.
That's going to be great.
I've got my photos ready.
Thank you, guys.
Back when we were younger and everything seemed new, we used to have a lot of fun, yes we did, no matter what we do. Sleepy days, long summer nights, going anywhere we please, with love that I could call my own, love that I've always known, the city that I call my home, a home from which I never roam. This love affair was meant to be. I love her and she loves me. I remember Tampa, oh, she remembers me. She remembers me. I remember, yeah, yes I do. Oh, I remember, yeah, me and you. I'm a Tampa native, Tampa native, can't you see? I will share my story with you to preserve its history.
All right now, don't forget, Thursdays, 7 p.m. on TBCN, home of the Tampa Native Show.